Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shop Breakdown. We're going to go over 4 college basketball games for Friday, February 21st, 2025. If you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my top play in college hoops each day, my Bank Shop Best Bet, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Friday in college hoops. First up, we have Cornell and Yale. This one is 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN+. Now, it's tough to go against Yale when they're playing at home. They've been a great home team, both straight up and against the spread. But I like Cornell's chances to keep this game close. We saw the first meeting was a pretty much offensive shootout, 103-88, the final score in favor of Yale. But Cornell certainly has the offense to keep up with Yale, in my opinion, in this game. And one of the best shooting teams in the country, number 1 in 2-point field goal percentage, top 100 3-point and free throw shooting team. Defensively, Cornell certainly has its issues, but I think the offense does enough to keep this game close. And I think Cornell has a chance to win it outright as well, playing with revenge on the road. We saw Yale, they took care of business against Princeton in a blowout win in their last game, but just before that, last Friday, they barely took down Penn 72-71. I think they were an 18-point favorite in that game. We took the points with Penn in that one, and it was a no sweat cover. Honestly, Penn had a real chance to win that game outright. So I think Cornell's going to keep this one close within a couple of buckets. I'm going to take the points for Cornell in this one. Next up, we have Harvard and Princeton. This one's 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN+. Now, Princeton lost 84-57 that last game against Yale on Saturday. And I think because of that loss and the previous loss to Brown, plus the fact that Harvard is coming off back-to-back outright wins, we can actually get Princeton at home at a decent price in this game, laying right now less than double digits. And I expect a double-digit win for the Tigers in this game. They won the first meeting of the season series by 4 points, and that was despite only making 7 threes at a 33% rate. Princeton takes some of the most threes in college basketball. They score 42% of their points from the perimeter. That's the third most in the country. So I expect a much better day in the second meeting from the three-point range, especially when they're playing at home. And I think Harvard, I think Princeton is the second best team in this conference, even losing to Yale in that way in that last game. I think they're going to be competitive in the Ivy League tournament. I think Harvard's one of the weaker teams in the conference this year, so I expect a loss, and a pretty sizable one for Harvard in this matchup. So give me Princeton in this game. I'm going to lay the points. Next up, it's Niagara and Siena. This one's 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. Now, I think Siena is one of the more improved teams in college basketball this year, just based on their record from last year, only winning 4 games overall in 2023-24 and only winning 3 conference games. So, already 7-8 in conference play. I think Siena is, going to be in the running for a conference championship win, but I also don't love laying this many points of them against a Niagara team that I think is underrated. And we've taken Niagara a few times. They've done pretty well for us this year. And Niagara's actually been quite competitive on the road, believe it or not, in some of their recent true road games. They have the wins against Canisius and Quinnipiac, which is a pretty sizable upset win. They also were competitive against Merrimack in a 64-59 final. I think this game's going to be close. I think it's going to come down to the final few possessions. Niagara, solid enough defensive team, pretty good rebounding team on the defensive side. They're also a good shooting team, both from the free throw line and three-point range. Siena, I do think their defense a little bit overrated right now. When you look at the shot quality numbers, not the strongest there. I'm going to go with Niagara. And this one also, Niagara won the first matchup of the season series. So, yes, Siena is playing with revenge. I could see them winning this game and getting that revenge, but I don't think they're going to be able to cover this number. So give me Niagara plus the points. And the final game we're to talk about for the Friday card, certainly the biggest game on the board, is we got a big rivalry in the Big Ten and a pair of top 15 teams going at it, Michigan State and Michigan. This one is 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on Fox. Now, I think home court advantage certainly matters in a game like this, and I like Michigan's chances to win this game and cover the pretty reasonable number. Michigan is on a big win streak. They've won 6 in a row. I don't really love taking teams on big win streaks, but when you're playing a Michigan State team, it's coming off 2 big wins over Illinois and Purdue. They're ranked in the top 15. They have a 21-5 record. We're still actually able to get Michigan at a reasonable price in this ball game. And for me, it comes down to, if this is a close game late, I trust Michigan making the tougher shots late more than I do Michigan State, which is ranked 354th in three-point shooting this season. Michigan is a pretty balanced defensive team. They don't necessarily force teams to take certain shots. I mean, they're top 50 in both 3-point and 2-point defense. But I do think overall that Michigan's a little bit more balanced on the offensive side. They're top 65 in 3-point shooting, one of the best 2-point shooting teams in the country. Their offense is pretty balanced in terms of point distribution. The only issue has been the turnovers this year. They turned the ball over 20% of their possessions. The good news is, though, in this matchup, the Spartans' defense is not aggressive. They don't really force many turnovers. I don't think it's going to be as big a problem as it's been for Michigan in other games against tough teams in the conference. So I like Michigan in this one. I think they get a win over their rivals. We'll see in the second meeting, which is the final regular season game of the season, if the Spartans get their revenge. I like Michigan in this one. I'm going to lay the points. And that's it. Those are the games for Friday in college basketball. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. And there is a link in the description. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.